Sorry about the wind. About to change a one of our Fourby4diesel workshop partners is about to change a Clockspring to solve the airbag light on problem in a 120 Prado. When I did my airbag training probably 25 years ago, when was that? Yeah, long. It was over 25 years ago. Been around too long. Anyway, first thing you do when you're working on airbags is safely disconnect the battery and make sure it's definitely disconnected. Right, here we go. Taking the screw out, the lower screw from the steering column. Make a bit of space and access to get in there so you can see what's going on. The other thing you can do actually, you can give it all a bit of a clean up, because sometimes, depending what vehicle, general information again, it can be a lot of dirty stuff going on with the contacts, and cleaning things up and keeping things clean can sometimes help prevent any issues. Okay, so to remove the airbag, which is what you need to carefully do, you can take these covers off each side. See all the dirty muck in there, right? That can be a lot of your problem with a lot of things. It does pay to keep vehicles clean. It's not just about me being fussy, liking working on clean vehicles. The cleaner you keep it, the more reliable a lot of these systems are going to be. We need to get in there and get that torque spit. Torque spit 30, I should have told you. Let's get in there and see if we can get that undone, eh? Always careful working with airbags, and you need to place them safely. We'll show you how that's done. Alright, so here's the airbag. Obviously needs to be disconnected, and you want to place it down somewhere safely in an area, like normally you'd put it in the boot of a car or in something like that. This side down facing the ground, so if it was to accidentally go off somehow, it's not a missile. Gently just need to release those clips like that, like a pro. Just a pick set, gently pulling those plugs out like that. Alright, now that the clips are released, that's it, gently disconnect all those. You have one hand holding the airbag. Gently wiggle and pull like everything. So yeah, someone's got to wiggle a bit and whatever. Just sitting in the back there nicely. Alright, back in here, we're just going to unplug that little white plug. Right. The top there. Nice. Now we can get that steering wheel off, the big center nut in the middle. We're just doing this for the video, right? We're just going to put a little mark on the shaft, dead set, top or bottom. In this case we did 6 o'clock, and the steering wheel, but whatever, right? You know, it's all nice and hunky-dory, but the key is, right, get the nut loose, get the steering wheel freed up, and get it all dead straight like it is now. See that with the trim? Get it all dead straight before you actually lift it off, and then you're not going to turn the shaft once the steering wheel's off. So, ready, steady, spaghetti. Get violent if needed, depending what car. And because we like doing things the hard way, we already took these screws out previously. You can obviously leave that till afterwards, is the easiest way. Now it's just a matter of splitting. There's a screw underneath, and if we showed you that one, so that one's out. So is that right? Just the 3, yeah? 3 screws, and then the top and bottom trim you'll find are clipped together, so you just carefully need to split that. So you just pop those apart. Got all that rubbish in there, guys. Remember what I said about keeping things clean? I know it's hard sometimes, but keep the car clean, and then all the stuff won't fall down into the components that matter. Now, you know, yeah. It's all the ones that the Clockspring plays up. It could be coincidence, I could be wrong here, but could be wrong again. It always seems to be the really dirty, dusty cars, the ones that Clocksprings fail on. Please, in the comments, let us know, did your Clockspring, this is a 120 Prado, Generally it's the 120s, the Hiluxes and stuff that have the issues. Can't say that, I think there's a few 150s, but certainly not a big problem, but we thought we'd sort of give you a little bit of information on how to do it. Alright, just carefully lift that top trim out. Look at that mess in there. I mean, look, it is 400,000 k's of mess, right? Don't, you know, it's all good. A bit of mess is fine, but like I said, keeping things clean where possible. Compressed air is beautiful, guys. What I do after trips, you know, every few months, is compressed air the hell out of things, right? You know, in and out of the vents, because vacuums suck, but they don't get into places where this sort of stuff is. So compressed air up under your dash, you know, up under there and all that. Blow it all out if you can. Now, we've got some screws to change. 1, 2, 3. There'll be a fourth one under there. And of course this plug at the bottom. Pretty straightforward. We'll just mention the next step is if you have problems with your, this is the multi-function switch. See this? They're very good on a lot of cars, especially the Toyotas. The next step is the multi-function switch. So you'd have to go through these same stages to get to it. We're just going to undo some plugs, undo some screws and swap it over. A bit fiddly, little bit fiddly to get that lower plug there undone. See the little tab there? That's underneath. Sorry about the noise, you know, just want to demonstrate, because look how much better it is, to work on. And it's just things are going to work without all that dust and dirt and stuff getting into these switches. They're all moving parts, right? You know, crunchy with dirt and grime and grease and sugary drinks and whatever, yeah? Obviously the Clockspring's going, but the rest of it, yeah, it's all fairly nice and clean. Change a few screws out to swap it over. Alright, so we've got the new and the old on the bench, just to give you a quick rundown. Obviously the old's on the right here, genuine about $1,000 worth. It gets expensive using genuine on an older 120, so lots of people have done it themselves using aftermarket, so we're going to try and save someone some money. This is a aftermarket special, about $100 worth. We're going to give it a go. Hopefully it's one of the ones that's been successful. Okay, so the new one comes preset and aligned, so we just need to sit it in the correct straight ahead position and place those screws back in and nip those up nicely. Remember, it's just plastic. Okay, so they come with a clip in it. We removed that, but we've checked it anyway, the 2.5 turns each way. It's all good. The screws are in. Just got to plug in at the bottom. Obviously put it back together in the reverse order of what you pulled it apart. We'll quickly go through that as well. Slipping that top trim in position. Once it's sitting nice and freely in the right spot, then we'll bring the bottom one in, clip them together. The top sitting in position, I just want to show you those, see those clips where the trims clip together to each other, right? And there's more of them. There's a couple of different clips, but line it all up and they'll just, once you get it nice and square both sides, that should just snap into place gently. Just make sure you got it all lined up 100% before you go clippity clip. Yeah, clip it together, putting the screws in the easy way this time before you put the steering wheel back on, and take those out after you take the steering wheel off, instead of trying to be sneaky and get in there and take the screws out first. And don't forget the one underneath. Alright, so the trim's back on, giving that trim a little bit of a clean up and some compressed air on the screws, so it's all nice and clean for our part. We'll give the steering wheel a blow as well before we put it back on, and then it's time to slip it back on. Okay, let's put that nice clean steering wheel back on, feeding the wires through the hole. Nice and straight was the key. Alright, so aligning it with the top of the trim and making sure everything's all spot on, so it goes back on the same spline that it came off, so you can double check all your marks, get your wires out of the way and go yep, no, whatever you may or may not be able to see. You can also go by the trim here a little bit and just have a look there, and you know, if it's a spline out, you're going to notice it generally, so depends how good your eye is. We'll give this a little bit more of a clean up for him. I'll just say something else while we're talking about the cleaning. See the buttons, see all the grime on the inside of the buttons, and it can get under them as well, and it messes with the contacts, and that's why things like this stop working. Not picking on anyone, everyone's got their own different level of cleanliness, just trying to help you look after your vehicles so that you can avoid these easily avoidable problems in a lot of cases. You can figure out how to put the nut back on. Alright, we're just going to give it a nip up. You might want to go check your torque setting on that. I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head, so we'll look it up and check it out. The old airbag, the old airbag. That is a missile. And that's why the battery needs to be disconnected. A little bit awkward to get to. Anyway guys, you get it, plug it in, push in the little connectors ×2 and put the earth connection on. Sit the airbag back in place, put the bolts in. Right, so mate, these guys, they're just too quick for me. You blink and you miss it. Anyway, back on, you know the deal. It was sit it back in place, put the 2 bolts back in, pop those covers back on, and it's a bada bing. From that video, you should be able to work out how to change it. I'm not saying you should or you're qualified to. It can be dangerous. Take it to an expert. There's usually someone we can recommend, but if you want to have a crack yourself, whatever, it's up to you. We just provide the information, what's involved in the job, so you know what you're paying for. Also, if you're going to do it anyway, hopefully there's some tips there, safety wise, like keeping the battery disconnected, and you know, if you can, put your foot on the brake, drain those capacitors before you do any works, and sit the airbag in a safe place. Now that it's secured and the covers are all back on, it's all back together, we'll reconnect the battery. Reconnecting the battery, guys, hopefully you got some of that. Please give us the thumbs up, you know, that like button, thumbs up if you like that and you got something out of it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and turn that bell on for more awesome, genuine, authentic information helping you look after your vehicle or understand what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.